Hi, my name's Meghan Markle and I've come to London to marry a prince.
Have you now? Well, any idea which prince you want to marry?
Oh yes, I've done my research. Okay, I've got it written down. His name's Harry. He's got a brother called Bill. And his daddy's called James.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Do you know where he lives?
He lives just down there, in Buckingham Palace.
Can you take me there?
To be honest, it's such a short job. It's not worth my while, Meghan. Why don't you walk it? Oh yeah. And good luck marrying a prince.
Oh my God, that's so rude. I'll just order a boober.
Fortunately, you're very unlikely to see an incident like that happen in the taxi trade in London. I've recently returned from Bangkok, and I can't tell you the amount of times taxi drivers turned me down because the ride was too short. It wasn't worth their while. So that got me thinking, when is it permissible for a taxi driver to refuse a fare? I've been doing some research. Stay tuned to the end of the episode to find out. And in the comments below, why don't you tell me if you've ever been refused a ride by a London taxi driver or any taxi in the world, and what was the reason why? In the meantime, why not subscribe and let's talk about this.
When I first became a London taxi driver, I quickly realised there was a lot to get my head around when I was out on the street inside the vehicle, especially something called taxi etiquette. You see, this was something they just don't really teach you on the knowledge, and you kind of had to find out the hard way out on the road from other drivers. First of all, a few do's and don'ts. If we all stick to these rules as London taxi drivers, it makes life a lot easier for us and a lot fairer. So let's get into this.
Hey, that's your job, mate. You can stick your broom at...
Don't broom or push a job down to the other driver behind you, either on the street or a rank. You have to take the rough with the smooth. Ranks outside hotels are not just for the hotel guests.
Yep, this was one I got confused with. This is the taxi rank outside the Hilton Hotel. The rank is not exclusive to the hotel, meaning anyone within 100 meters of the cab at the front of the rank can jump into it. He's not tied to passengers exclusively coming from the hotel.
Oh, hello, mate. You didn't see the taxi rank here. Oh, you didn't notice me? Big 2-ton black taxi with a big yellow for hire sign on top. Don't pick up within sight of an established working rank with taxis available for hire, except when the passenger is disabled. And remember, you can pick up on feeder ranks. You don't have to queue up and wait to get on point.
I didn't know as a newbie that if you were at the front of the first feeder or the second feeder and a customer came up to you and wanted to jump in, you were allowed to take that job. I used to send them round to the front of the first main rank. No wonder I never made any money. What are you overtaking me for, buddy? Can't you see my lights on?
Don't overtake or undertake an empty taxi with its for hire light on and proceed to nick the next job. This has happened to me a few times and is really annoying. Cabbies should not take the first job available when another cab has politely let you out onto the road. Don't drop off and pick up whilst blocking a taxi behind you that's for hire. Once you pull away, let them pass you. If a customer walks up to you and wants to get in, we'll just simply send them to the taxi behind.
Taxi etiquette also extends to you. Our taxis must be in a fit state for carriage, and also we must be presentable and polite. But under what circumstances is it permissible for a London taxi driver to refuse a fare?
Option 1. Taxi journeys that start and end in the area where the driver is licensed, the controlled district, cannot be refused without reasonable excuse. Option 2.
Taxi journeys that start in the controlled district but end outside of that area can be refused, as there is no statutory duty on the driver to accept a booking outside of the controlled district. And there you have it. But what constitutes a reasonable excuse? Well, that's a matter for the courts to decide. However, refusing a fare based on the fact that it's too short will almost certainly not constitute a reasonable excuse. Have you ever been refused a ride by a taxi driver? Leave any comments down below, and don't forget to add all your good experiences too. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time, and be lucky.